Alrighty, so basically I wanted to do something like I did in the previous drift event. It's pretty much go through my runs and kind of critique myself and try to figure out what I did wrong. I enjoyed doing this because it helps me for the next time on what to work on. So this is exactly, we're gonna kind of go run by run, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I love doing this, and if you guys are familiar with drifting, of course, feel free to put your input below. But let's get started. So this is the very first run, and remember, brand new car, brand new angle mods, and brand new track. I've never been on here. Clutch kick, throw it in, and it felt good. It felt way better than the previous power. But as you can see, I didn't really take it wide enough, and so basically what happened was I wasn't shooting or aiming towards to continue the turn. So basically I quickly spun out. This next part was pretty much me getting up the hill and then to the second turn, and you can see I throw it in, and I'm very kind of, I'm fighting myself between the throttle and the steering wheel. I do this a lot, is basically I need to stay more consistently in the throttle, and it'll help me control my arms a little better, if that makes sense. Basically what I mean by that is when my arms are kind of going all over and I'm trying to correct my steering, but realistically me lifting is gripping myself up. So if I was to be consistent in the throttle, I would be able to focus on my steering and control the car a little bit better. That's why as time goes on, you'll see that I got a little bit more comfortable. So alright, this is the third one. We're kind of gonna skip, well not skip, but get to the business, because I want to critique myself and hear you guys' opinions. Third run, and I believe at this point I was kind of getting, oh, this is when I learned about understeer. I was like, okay, but realistically it wasn't understeering. If you ever hear, I actually lift too much, so I need to, when I clutch kick, I gotta mat it to the floor. And so you can see here I do a little bit of a better job, but still fighting myself. That's why you see my car going back and forth between grip and slide, and I just initiated way too late, so off track we go. Alright, this is the fourth run, and understeer, yay, but then I lose it because I try to overcorrect. And this, let's see, fighting myself more throttle, and this is me basically trying my best to get adapt to the car, because it's all brand new, and I'm so not used to everything. So if you see right there, let's rewind it. If we rewind it, basically I didn't have the right angle, and right there you can see I'm aimed towards the inner part of the turn. I should be way more wider to make this turn. So what happens is I miss the initiation point, and I try to initiate way too late and oversteer pretty much, and it's too late by that time. You just kind of spin out. Next one, oh, this is when I just, you know, you guys both know, we just went off course right here, and I debeated both my tires. So basically what happens, you can hear myself literally let off the gas the second I throw it in. I clutch kick, I immediately lift off the gas. So this was completely my fault. It wasn't really me understeering, it was more so throttle control was what messed me up. And again, Mike, I know you're gonna watch this, text me, homie, let me know what I did wrong. And I got towed off the track, and this is me. It took me like an hour and a half to get my tires to sit, and I didn't even get those tires to sit. I actually swapped them out, and as you see me here, this is pretty much the second session. There was like a couple runs left, so I tried to get out there and tried to get my head straight again, because I get super thrown off when things go wrong. But I try to, you know, championship, throw it in. It's a little wet, so I know not to go crazy. And it's just, again, this is me just trying to get used to the car. It's because now I have to figure out how it reacts in the rain. Drive. Let's see, throw it here. If you're here, let's see. All right, that's not too bad. And my momentum mostly carried myself. I should have been a little bit more in the throttle, took it a little wider. But as time goes on, you'll see me pick a little bit of better lines and get more comfortable with the track. Realize that that last turn is soaking wet, and it's like I stopped trying to hit the last turn just because there's so many instances that you can go wrong. Continue driving. I don't know what run this is, but this is second session, and spun out again. It's tough in the rain because you want to go hard, but at the same time it's so easy to initiate. Mike always puts it, easy to initiate, harder to control and maintain. So you kind of have to really balance your car. This was, I think, yep, that's my first one of my first successful ones in the rain. I started to get really comfortable in the rain. I don't know why, but I just as you see here, at this point I was like, I'm not doing that last turn. So I was basically focusing on the first and second turn for the rest of the day. And this is when I first got the first turn. That first turn is kind of funky because you can't really see at the beginning of the turn, and then you can't see at the exit. So you kind of go in a little blind, but once you get a feel for it, you'll be able to go. Continue. So this is me getting it, and I was super excited. And then if you see, my car starts buckling, like I don't know what happened, but I didn't know what gear I was in, and then I was confused, and I waited too late and initiated, and I didn't want to debead my tires again. So as time passes, it usually goes CBA, CB, or C and B go out together, and then A class goes, and then pretty much we have an hour or so to go back out. So we got some lunch, hung out with some cool people, and then got back at it. My buddy Rolo was here, High Roller, on YouTube. I'll post him in the link description. It was really cool drifting with him and kind of going back and forth because we're both just starting out, so it was really cool to see what each other were kind of struggling with and what we found that worked basically. And this was like the last session, so it was kind of pouring, but Ray next for the win. And you see right here, I kind of started getting really comfortable with how much throttle and how much angle to throw at it. So you'll see me get a little bit more comfortable as time goes on. And this is like when I started really feeling good about myself and the car. It was a little tough though because the understeer was real. I believe there you can literally hear me lift off the gas for no reason. So there we go, throw it in. I got really somewhat okay, you know, comfortable with that first turn. Nice and smooth, nothing, no jolt. Granted, it is wet, so it's a little easier and slower, so it's slower paced. Throw it in, and oh no, this is I don't know why, but when I get super distracted, if I get distracted at when things go right or things go wrong, or so if I'm not feeling that I'm mentally prepared, I usually just kind of drive through, just because I'm so paranoid of braking stuff. So. And half the times I always mess up is when I don't want to continue. Pretty much, but yeah, whatever. Throw it in, we're doing good, we're feeling good. What? Yeah, man, you're drifting, you're doing it. No, oh, my goodness. Pretty much didn't take it wide enough. If you see there's so much track more that I should be at, I should be all the way over there. So, next turn is me pretty much throwing it in. Let's see. This is the first time like I got real close to the edge, and I thought I was gonna go off track, so I gave it a little more throttle, and it brought me out. So you can see myself kind of realizing that works, and I had to dry off my windshield every run. All right, I probably spun out the first turn, and this is the second turn of me understeering and lifting. So I just drove off track and on to the next. So. Next run, I started getting a little bit more comfortable. So if you see, let's rewind a little bit. Let's rewind. So I initiate, I get sideways, and if you see, I'm pointed in the right direction. So I'm heading towards the outer part of the track, pretty much the outside lane, or the outside zone as they say. And I give it more throttle pause. Keep pausing. Ryan, I hope you catch this. Towards the end, I always get happy and I mat the throttle. So at this point, I was feeling a little confident, a little comfortable. So I throw it in a little wide, and then I'm like, oh no, don't break anything. And I didn't want to give up, so I stayed in it, tried to get through it, which wasn't too bad. Just kind of romping through, and then of course understeer off track. So as you see, I went off track quite a bit. On road courses, it's tough because if you don't pick the line or if you don't initiate correctly, you're going right off track. Here's two miles, and then at this point, I started to kind of get distracted. I felt like something bad was gonna happen, so I pretty much wanted to call that a run, and I headed off track because I had to get home to get the trailer home. I had to get the trailer home before a specific time, so basically I was just kind of waiting. I had to leave at a specific time, so I wanted to do one last run, and I spun out on the last turn, and I didn't want any issues going home, so put up the X's and head back in. Alright guys, I wanted to make this video because we do have an event coming up this weekend, and I'm super excited. It's gonna be exciting to try to improve every single time. I think I'm gonna make these videos for every single drift event depending on like time frames, just because it helps me and it helps you kind of understand my thought process, and even if my thought process is incorrect, it'll help me correct them, if that makes sense. I'm just trying to learn as always, but I'm gonna wrap the video up here. I'm super excited. I wanted to make this for like weeks and weeks in time. I guess it's only been a couple of weeks, but I'm excited to make this video, and I spent a lot of time doing all the little edits, so happy freaking Tuesday.
Use the post notification shout out.
Oh yeah.
Guys, comment if your post notifications are on. Did you tell them about it?
Not yet. I'm working on a massive video. Best video yet of my creation. Alright, so shout out to Jacob Proudy. I was talking to him for a little bit. We were just kind of like going back and forth on the comments, and he was I do remember him. He's another day one subscriber, a big supporter since day one. I'm pretty excited. If you guys remember the first video that you've watched of mine, post them in the comments below. I'd love to know if you remember what video was your first video that you saw and how you found the channel. I think it's so cool hearing now about how people find our channel, or in channels regardless. So and then let's hit you with the Javon Sanders. He said, dang it, I was there, I didn't see you though. I should have stayed with Connie. Cool stuff, man. Anyway, yeah, I'm kind of bummed I missed some of you guys. We were just kind of walking around, and then I was by my GS for a little bit. But I'll be at more events in the future, so I'm sure we'll catch up, and I'll be able to meet as many of you guys as I can. But I'm gonna end it here. Happy Tuesday, guys. We love you. Holla at your boy, son. Yeah, I'm saying.